Hello everyone. So what we have here today is a webcam right here, and this webcam has been cat wired, or it's wired to by cats, and it is all messed up. It does not work. So what we gotta do is we gotta figure out exactly where it is that's chewed up at. Okay, I can only go down maybe a foot in the cord length, and it's already chewed right here. So there's a bunch of damage there. And then further down, is there also chewed bits? There is. Okay, so right away what I'm going to do is cut that right there. So all of this is gone now. Yoink. And we have just this much on here. Okay, what we're going to do with that is we've got this wire right here. It's A to A, which is like a really weird thing. And I guess I don't need this anymore for whatever it is I bought it for, however long ago that I got it. I don't even remember getting this wire, to be honest. There shouldn't be anything wrong with it. It's just an odd, thing. But I'm going to visually examine it, make sure it's not damaged in ways that, are a problem. So it seems to be in good shape. What we're going to do is see how long it is. I've pulled it all out here. Okay. And you can see it's quite long. So it'll be nice to have this on the end of our camera here, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to leave as much as we can, and then this one we're going to cut it, give it kind of like a nice length to work with if I ever use this end later, right? But not a lot, maybe like 6 inches there even, okay? So we cut that right off. We're going to keep that over here in the pile of useful things. That's garbage over there. This bit. We're going to put this right in the trash, actually, so we don't think it's useful later. So we've got our 3D printer going in the background, which is what you hear. And you also hear the fan that's keeping me cool here, and that's on so that we can blow away this solder as we work with it. Okay, I have that right there. We have our wire strippers here. This is the end we're going to have on there. This right here is the end of this. So we're going to expose the wires in here by taking off just a little bit of that there. Okay. I'm going to kind of take these out like this. So that's free from there. We're just going to pull some of that back. Okay. And then cut off all the insulation on the wire there. So we've got these right here. Okay. Now before I touch the solder, you know what I think I'm going to do? I think I want it to be a tighter shot, although I'm already streaming, so I'll just go with this actually. It looks good when I was looking at OBS just a moment ago. And it's important that I have my mouth right at the microphone also. So we've got all of this stuff here. That is here. I'm going to sort of move that so you can see better perhaps. All the wires coming out of the USB here. We got 4. There's a red one, there's a green one, there's a black one, and there's a white one. So we got those. Okay, we're going to go ahead and prepare the wire end of the webcam in a similar way. So we sort of slice off its insulation with the wire there. Okay. What we have here is the shielding, the wire shielding around it. We're going to pull that back. Okay. We're going to peel away the foil sheet that goes around all 4 of these wires here, and with that sheet peeled away we have also the same set of colored wires: green, white, black, and red. Okay, so what we gotta do, we gotta take all these wires and connect them to all these wires. Okay, that's 4 solder joints. And of course we got to be mindful about how we get our heat shrink on there. We got to get everything on, including the one for the very end, right? We don't want to have all 4 of these all done up and then nothing to go over all of it. So what we're going to do, we're going to prepare our heat shrink for that final joint. Got a bag here of random heat shrink bits, okay, and I think the size we need for the end, perhaps, no, I think that's too large. We have a smaller one, perhaps. That's the same size. Really, there's nothing smaller than that? Come on, there's gotta be. Okay, well, there's this blue color. I got a lot of the right size of this blue color. Alright, so we're gonna have this blue colored sleeve be the covering for the whole joint, all of it, okay? So it's gonna have this black tail into this blue sleeve, and out of it this white wire, okay? So we wanna make sure we get, you know, a decent amount on there to cover anything that we wanna do. So we're gonna cut off a good length of this blue, okay? Like that. And where that's going to go is on the longer segment of the wire that we're putting all together, of course. We need to try to work with it on this little piece like that. Okay, so we're going to put it here on this white wire. Okay, so at the very end, slide that into place and cover all of it. Okay, so now we've got the 4 colors here. Okay. And I'm going to start with the black one here, okay? Can't really see, but I did just successfully strip that little black wire. Again, perhaps the framing of this is a bit less than ideal. Maybe I need to have a bit tighter of a shot, but it would also be nice perhaps to have multiple cameras, huh? So that's what this will all enable me to do, ideally. I'm making another USB input for my OBS video broadcasting software that I've been using. So we've got the black of the white wire, and we've got the black of the webcam wire, both stripped and prepared. We're going to use our helping hands to get those pretty much, you know, aligned pretty good. And then of course here, we want this little joint to also have its own little heat shrink bit, okay? So since it's all going to be covered, it's not really relevant what color we put on there. And in fact, of the tinier heat shrinks, in fact, I only do have these rando colors. So I guess we're going to say we've got a lot of this blue, okay? We're going to use up some of that blue on that tiny one. It's going to cover our black segment here. We've got a tiny bit that we take off. We put the tiny bit onto the black wire of the white wire segment because that bit is a bit longer. And again, it's always good to put your heat shrink onto a segment that's longer than the one that's shorter. So we've got our wire in place. Okay, I've got my solder. I've not touched my solder, so I want to make sure I practice proper contamination procedures. And I'm pretty sure I have a pretty low lead in this solder, but you know, of course, it's important that we make sure that that all goes back correctly in the box and that it's not contaminating anything else. So right here, okay, that wire is together, but I really don't quite like that joint just yet. I'm going to sort of pinch it together a little bit. Yeah, actually that looks nice. So, you know, I'm going to make it even nicer though. Yep. Alright. Actually, just put some more solder on the joint there, in fact. So there, perfect. Alright, there we go. That looks nice. We're going to slide our little tiny piece over that little joint. Boom, it's covered. And what we use to get this heated is just a little lighter right here. I'm just going to apply that like that. Okay, that shrinks over the joint that I've made there, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next joint. So that's going to be the green one. So I'm going to go ahead and strip the green one on the black wire segment attached to the webcam. That is done. I'm going to do the same on the green one for the white wire segment. That is done. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and prepare another segment of tiny blue heat shrink to apply over this joint as well. And that's going to go onto, again, the segment attached to the wire that's white here on the right, because it's a longer wire length. So we put those together. Got it. Hold it together. Whoops. Came apart. We can move. Yeah, black is attached. We can move the little hands on this thing. Okay. That looks like it's... Alright. What we're going to do is actually tin both ends. So we touch wire, or there, to that. And touch a little bit to there on that. And then what we're going to do is touch the two of them with their tinned ends, and now they're together. Okay? Woo! It's hot. It's good though. Nice joint. So we slide the little blue. Okay? It's a little bit too much solder here. I'm just going to give it a little pinch. There we go. It's perfect. Looks good. And that's going to... And it's still kind of a fat booger of solder right there. I may need to smooth that out just with the touch of the soldering iron, like that. Okay, make sure it's cooled. Okay. And get that over there. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm going to give it a pinch with the tip of this. Okay. Alright, yeah, that's much smoother. And I believe now this should go over quite easily, huh? No? No? Okay, come on. No? Still not quite. Give it another pinch. Okay? So that is... Okay, come on, go over there. Okay. Still not quite. This is kind of frustrating. Let's see what we can do with this. Okay, it feels much nicer. Should be able to work, huh? Okay, it's over more of it than it's been. It's still not going. Let's pan it up. Okay, crush it a little bit more. Okay, it's still connected. It seems nice. There we go. We got the whole piece over the whole bit. Okay? So, we're going to go ahead and lighter that in place. Okay? Seems fine. That's two. Green to green, black to black. Two are finished. We got the red one to do now. After the red one is the white one. Red and black are the powers, and then green and white are going to be the data lines in a USB wire like this. So, we're going to go ahead and snip off again a little segment of our blue, which is what we're working with on the inside here. Again, we attach it to the wire segment on the right, the white there, because it's longer. We get the red one. They're both stripped at this point, and we put them together there. Okay, they go together quite easily, but still we're going to tin them individually like we did before with the green one. There's some on that end, and then there's some now on that end. And what we do is we make sure that both of them are hot when they touch and come together. There we go. Okay. Okay, it's pretty hot on my hands. I'm going to make sure I cool it in the fan right here. Feels nice. So maybe just move that over here, huh? Great. Okay, let's see if this sliding sleeve, the little glue that I attached here, is able to slide over the joints that we just created with that solder. Okay, bam, right away. Nice. Okay, sweet. So we get that, let me blow the fan away now as I do this to get that on there. Okay. Now I'm using a little lighter just because it's a bit more precise than my giant heat gun that I have right over here, which I'm going to use at the very end here in just a moment as I get it all struck back together. So we got that white wire on the left, and on the right is also stripped. Again, we get a segment of our tiny blue. Okay. With these 4 little segments we've used about 70% of the total little length of blue that we had there. So there's still a little bit left. And of course there's a bunch of little segments of all the other colors as well. So right here, we're going to go ahead and tin again the wires. The little blue segment is on the white wire. I say on the white because we're talking about the white wire within the white wire on the right there. Okay, so we go ahead and make sure that the 2 that are tinned touch together. Ooh, that is not good. It's a weird angle. Okay, I'm going to bring it back down. Okay, let's try it again. So, first of all, okay, this, move up. Oh yeah, that's way better. Amazing. Alright, so tin this one again, there we go. And then bring this one together like that, huh? This is obnoxious. Yeah, there you go. What? Oh my goodness. This is ridiculous, huh? Alright. This has got to work. Okay, it works. It's still just messy looking. Normally closer with my face, and I'm blowing on the solder joint to cool it quickly, so I didn't mean to do that actually. But okay, the solder joint still looks pretty fat. I think I can crush it down a little bit with this tool instead of having to touch the soldering iron to it again. Okay, looks good, feels good. Yep. That sleeve goes over it quite nicely, okay? And then we're going to get that lighter. I want to touch my face because I got sweat on my face, but not with my hands. Alright, so all 4 of those are together. Then we've got the shielding, okay? And this other foil shielding bit, okay? We want to sort of, I guess, use that to kind of form this, make it feel kind of nice, I guess, so that when we go ahead and put the blue sleeve right here that we've prepared for the end, which is what we're about to use, all over it, that it feels nice. Okay, I think I may, do I want to use tape on there? I don't know. I don't think that's necessary. Okay, so what we're going to do is we've got our blue segment here. We can bring it down. Okay, ready to cover that joint right there. The blue segment. Okay, we're going to slide it in place. Cover all that. Okay, and pinch that kind of together. Okay, so it's exactly long enough. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to twist everything to sort of shorten it and bring it all together tighter. Okay, I'm going to allow this wire to turn with it so that it does that easier. I've got now the segment. Okay, draws down over the whole thing. Ooh, yeah, and there's quite a bit more on both sides to hold it and make sure that there's a bit of overlap on each end. That's perfect, actually. So what we've got now, of course, it's not the lighter. We've got our proper heat gun. So the heat gun, we turn that on, and we make sure this whole length right here, right? It's pretty satisfying to see that at the very end, with all that heat shrink forming in place, closing that all up. Okay, that joint looks pretty good. What I think I want to do, see if I can add this device on the fly. So, is that a thing I can do? I don't even know. That's a bit ambitious, perhaps. I'm going to go ahead and terminate my stream, and then I'm going to plug this in with the basic camera app open and see if it recognizes this device, and then go on from there. So hopefully I'll have a stream here set up with 2 video webcam inputs in just a moment. I'm going to go ahead and put my soldering iron, unplug the soldering iron so that it cools, and then everything here that involves the solder, which is potentially lead contaminated, right? I'm going to put the solder itself back in its bin with the soldering iron as soon as it properly cools. Okay, I'm going to go wash my hands. This right here, I will wipe it down before I go ahead and use it everywhere and test on everything. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and terminate my stream, and then I'm going to wipe down my mouse that I just touched and go ahead and clean everything here so that there's nothing, you know, contaminated anywhere with any potential lead. I'm going to go ahead and give this whole area a vacuum as well. So I'll go ahead and pick back up with you guys there in just a bit. All right, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.